This Greek lemon chicken recipe is so easy, I debated if it even needed a video because it really is straightforward. We'll start by making the lemon herb marinade, and if you've watched my video for 6 simple chicken marinades, this should be chicken thighs. You'll start with 1/3 cup extra virgin olive oil and add 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice. And always use freshly squeezed, it just tastes a million times better in marinades. To that, add 4 minced garlic cloves, 1 tablespoon of dried oregano, 2 teaspoons of dried thyme, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, and 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper. Whisk that together until it's emulsified like a dressing would be, and then set it aside. I'm using 8 bone-in chicken thighs for this recipe, and many of you know that I'm a big fan of chicken thighs for their tender and juicy meat. Also, if you have the habit of accidentally overcooking chicken breasts and drying them out, it is virtually impossible to do that with chicken thighs, which is one more reason to love this recipe. Add the chicken thighs to a bowl or plastic bag and then pour the marinade on top. If you're using a bag, you can just seal that up and then squish the chicken around to make sure they're fully coated. Or if you're using a bowl, just toss them around a bit with your hands and then let them marinate in the fridge for at least an hour or 2 so that they can soak up all that bright, lemony, garlicky, herby flavor. At this stage, all that's left to do is cook the chicken. See, I told you this recipe was crazy easy. So place the chicken in a 9 by 13 inch casserole dish side by side, and then pour any leftover marinade on top. You definitely don't want to waste all that incredible flavor sitting in the bowl, so do make sure to spread it out on top of the chicken. The chicken will cook for about 40 to 45 minutes in a 350 degree Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius oven, though you can always use an instant read thermometer to make sure it registers 175 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees Celsius on the inside. You can also baste the chicken a few times while it cooks for that perfectly golden chicken. And if you like extra crispy skin, you can turn on the top oven broiler for the last 2 to 3 minutes of cooking. Now, since I always get asked what to serve with simple chicken dinners like this one, I thought I'd whip up the lemon herb rice from my cookbook for you today. The flavors are a match made in heaven with the crossover of lemon, garlic, and herbs. So to make that, heat 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in a large pan over medium heat. Add half of a medium onion that you've diced up and saute that for 3 to 4 minutes until it's softened and translucent. Then add 2 minced garlic cloves, the zest from 1 lemon, which is about 1 tablespoon's worth, and 1½ cups of basmati rice that you've rinsed and drained. Once that's all added to the pan, saute it for another minute or so. Add 2½ cups of low sodium chicken broth, though you could use vegetable broth as well, the juice from 1 lemon, which is about 3 tablespoons, and half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Give that a quick stir, bring it to a boil, then reduce the heat to low and let it simmer covered for about 12 to 15 minutes. Though personally, I like my rice a bit more on the al dente side, so always cook it on the lower end of that time spectrum. At this point, remove the rice from the heat, give it another stir if you'd like, and then let it sit covered for another 4 to 5 minutes to rest. Before serving it up, add 1/4 cup of finely chopped fresh herbs, and I'm using a mix of parsley, oregano, and dill today. But you could also use thyme, tarragon, basil, or another tender herb. Just don't go overboard with too many different herbs in the dish. I recommend picking 2 to 3 of your favorites. And once that's all stirred up, that's all there is to this very tasty rice side dish. Now, while the rice was cooking, I also quickly made air fryer green beans because they literally only take 7 minutes to make. You'll just toss a pound of green beans with a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, 2 minced garlic cloves, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. Once that's done, transfer the beans to the basket of your air fryer, set the temperature to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and cook for 7 to 8 minutes, shaking the basket halfway through. I'm kind of obsessed with air fryer veggies lately as they are so quick and easy, so stay tuned for more recipes of them coming to the website. And by the way, this green bean recipe is already on the website as well. But back to our lemon chicken recipe that's infused with all those delicious Greek flavors and which makes your kitchen smell like a Greek vacation. And first, I just have to say, look at how beautifully golden it is. Trust me, that skin is loaded with flavor and this chicken recipe will get gobbled up so darn fast. And while this is by no means required, if you want to get extra fancy if you're serving this up for guests, you can always add a few lemon slices to the casserole dish, just to give a nod to the bright lemony flavor that's infused into the chicken. Plating this wholesome and healthy meal couldn't be easier. Just add a portion of the lemon herb rice to a plate, top that with a chicken thigh or two, depending on how hungry you are, and finish it off with a serving of the green beans for one fabulous weeknight dinner recipe.
And this is something that I'll eat to be healthier. I will add a lot more vegetables to make it more